What's going on, everyone? This is going to be the RoR Podcast Part 5. I tried making this video earlier this morning. It's very sad and depressing. And I kind of just was thinking about it and I was like, well, what's the point? You know, the point is to tell people that I'm actually growing and learning, but from what I was saying, it just showed that I'm so stuck in my old ways and really, ought to change something seriously in my mindset. And that's what I'm doing today. I refuse to be trapped by, things that happened in the past. Refuse to be, let people's opinions take over me, specifically people I care about. I refuse all that, and making a leap forward into love and respect, and that's what I truly want. And that was what the topic was, of relationships and people in my life. And I just like, okay, well, if you really want somebody, like a loving, devoted relationship, the trick, and it's going to sound so cliche, is to just be yourself. Because if you take away all the game playing, all the manipulation, all the books that you read trying to get women or trying to get men, for example, you'll realize that the more on and on you go into that relationship that you manage to get, that they're not the person you thought they were, or like you just you're blindsided by what they do. And when you truly act yourself 100%, you can see people know for what you are. Well, specifically the relationship you're trying to get. And so they're not going to be surprised by who you are as a person and what you do and why you do it. They're going to love you for who you are, And I feel like it's something not a lot of people get nowadays. I always wished for relationships in my life to stick by me, but they never do, and they never ended up. And that's another topic I would like to get into. That there's something I've known since I was like very young. I'm not going to say specifically when, because I'm not sure. Maybe 12, or it could even been short, like when I was younger than that. I was shorter. That I'm going to be alone forever. That is not something that is like poor me. That is not something to say where it's like feel bad for. It is the reality. Every relationship that I've tried to manage to get into never lasted more than a month. And that's not because I'm a bad person, not because people around me are bad people. They could be. But that's because that's not where my life trajectory is going. My life trajectory is going into the path of riches. The path of redemption. Of course, redemption. And it only plays into my karma in this life. And why I fast to begin with. It's like, I don't deserve a truly loving, respectful relationship because of who I am as a person and how I was as a person. It pains me to say it, but if it wasn't the case, I would already had one by now. I'm nearly 30 years old. I'm getting old, motherfuckers. I always thought when I was younger I was gonna make it past 20, 21, and here I am. I was shocked, and I kind of had to change a mindset of, well, I've always wanted to die because I hate life. I didn't see any point in it, and now I'm just kind of like, Yeah, life sucks, but it sucks for everyone. And I know somebody's going to be out there and be like, oh, well, what about the rich people that blah, blah, blah. You think they're happy? You think they don't wake up stressing about their next moves and how they're going to manipulate somebody else, or how they're going to keep their finances in check, or etc., etc. Everyone goes through their own types of issues. And that's what makes life fair, because everyone's life is unfair to a certain extent, fundamentally speaking. That's why I'm saying to you that just let go of like this poor me attitude. Let go of this hatred for others and yourself, or the world, or being afraid of what the future holds. Because guess what? We all go through pain. We're all going to go through suffering. We all got a time limit. And if anything, that's what makes this world predestined. That's what makes this life that you live already pre-spun. Because you already know the outcome of your life. You're going to disappear. So just make the most of it. It's already pre-written what you're going to do next. And just let your life succeed. It's more of like a live in the moment type idea. Because the universe will guide you. It will guide you in the right direction without you even knowing you're in the right direction. You could be going through the shittiest life, but at the end of it, you could be fucking a millionaire. You'll never know. You'll never know. That's what's so exciting about life, too. That there's always a potential for things to get better. Always a potential for life to change. We just get so worried and feel trapped by our past. That's why I deleted that video. Just like, what's the point? I'm worried about the future now. I'm worried about who I am as a person and myself. And I'm excited to see where our life goes from here. I'm excited to live out my life the best I can and help people regardless of how they treat me, regardless of how I view them. Nobody deserves pain and suffering. Nobody. There's evil people out there. I 100% agree with that. But I always keep in mind that the potential of somebody changing no matter what. I know there's somebody that can change in this world. There's somebody super evil in this world. I can guarantee they change for the better. I just have faith in it. I believe with 100% of my heart that a person like that with the right amount of help can change into a good person. Can fight their demons and to give back to their communities. I 100% agree with that. I'll never give up on people, regardless if I hate them or not. I will just never give up on them. I hope to meet a lot more people one day. Probably go to other countries, other states. Everywhere I go, I'm pretty extroverted, so I have charisma. So people naturally like to be my friend. They want to talk to me, fortunately, but they won't let me know it because I unfortunately have this detached aura that I'm hard to approach, and that's fine. I understand that, but I'm trying to be more open about who I am as a person so that people can feel less less shaky about approaching me and actually talk to me and want to be friends and actually want to talk to me, and because I get along with mostly everyone. I'm blunt. I say things for what they are, and I see them and I say what they are, but at the end of the day, I mean well. I hope people grow from it. I just have to learn to work with different kinds of people so they can actually still learn from my typical style. I am fasting. I don't think I mentioned that. I'm fasting right now, and I am not eating. It's the 8th of October, and I will continue to do this for the rest of my life. People are asking, like, oh, when's that going to end? When's that going to end? Never. I will be 100 years old in my deathbed. Sorry, I don't want anything to eat. Sorry. Because I have to. I have to the day I die. I have to pay. And this is how I do it. I had to pay my share. My fair share. I had to pay my fair share of debt. Karmic debt. So that my soul can be relieved of this life. And potentially, if there is a heaven, be accepted into. And if there isn't, I can die at peace knowing that I was good enough for it. This journey that I'm going through has been very meaningful to me. And I know nobody's watching it except me. And maybe you guys, the 8 people watching now. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. I wish there was more for me to say. But another day, another fast. That's all it is. Learning and growing and being a better person day by day. And releasing the past, letting go of people who, want to trick me and, send me messages and tell me one thing and then they're doing another. That's so infuriating, but guess what? Hey, I hope everything that you're doing works out for you. Hey, I'm hoping that life works out for you. But anyways, thanks for sticking by me, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.